Hello and welcome to the review of the Razer Forge TV Part 1. You'll find out why I call it Part 1. There are actually going to be 2 videos, but the second video may not be posted for quite some time. So let's get into this. Okay, first off, let's take a look at the box that it comes in. This is the retail packaging, as you can see here. This is for the bundle, of course, with the serval is what I'm going to call it. I don't know what it's really called. Controller. As you can see, it's quite an elegant box. If you saw this sitting on a shelf, it would catch your eye. You know, pretty simple, pretty plain, but still in Razer fashion. Okay, if you open the box, you're greeted with this, which tells you, again, what's in it. And it's 2 separate boxes inside of a box. That box is the Razer Forge TV, and this is for the controller, the serval. I don't get the name. And again, it's just like the back of the box that the bundle came in. And then this is the box that the Forge TV comes in. Not really, you know, as designed as a serval, since that's been out for a while, but still elegant. Oh no, there's nothing in it. Where is it? No, of course, I already have it out of the box. And then this is your, you know, letter from the CEO, and except this time it's see-through, so I thought that was kind of cool. Okay, now let's look at the serval controller. As you can see, it's a clone of the 360 controller, which the CEO says he prefers. It does have the clicky-like buttons, like a mouse, instead of the typical feel, which I prefer. And unfortunately, it does run off of 2 AA's. I don't know why. I wish it was rechargeable. Maybe in the future. And as you can see, I have the cell phone thing on it. The triggers and stuff are the same, but that thing at the top does come off. It does come with the plastic rubber covers. You can take those off, and I'll show you here in a second. But it does have the Android navigations and all of that, because it was designed for a phone, as a phone controller, and it does that quite well. As you can see underneath the rubber, it's kind of a different texture, but basically the same as any other controller nowadays. And the rubbers are kind of difficult to get on, but still good. Included in the serval is a braided USB cable. It does have micro USB on the end there. Quite nice, typical texture as the mouse braidedness. So yeah, good quality, good decent length. Okay, and now the main attraction, the Forge TV. Typical Razer logo on the top, and your mumbo jumbo stuff on the bottom. Pretty much plain on the front. There is a green LED on the bottom, and on the back you have your standard I/O, your power, HDMI, Ethernet, and USB 3.0. And my reflection. Oh, look, I'm focusing. So you can better see those ports, just in case you didn't know. It's kind of got a textured bottom, but basically it's just a small little black box. Nothing to it. Alright, now let's look at the power cable for the Forge TV. Standard little USB power brick right here. Standard mumbo jumbo there. Razer symbol on the top. Right there. Nice and small form factor. Then a little pen thing on one end, and then standard USB on the other at an angle, which is nice. Gotta focus in on the details here. And then it's rubber, which I don't know. Good call? I don't know. Braided would have been fine for me. But yeah. Thought I would show you what the serval can do with the phone. Here's an example of it playing Sonic 2, as you can tell. I think it does a great job in this aspect. I mean, this is what it was designed to do. It was designed to have a phone on top of it and play games on Android that would need a controller. And it does that very well. I thought maybe it would kind of have a balance issue and feel like it's always tipping forward, but they did a very good job. And actually, when I opened the serval for the first time, I thought, man, this is very light. This is very cheap feeling. But then I realized it was because it's expecting a phone on top to keep it balanced and make it feel like a normal controller. And it's very smart of them, and it feels good in the hands, and plays very well. As you can see here, playing Sonic 2 just fine. Yeah, I mean, there's not much more to say than that. I mean, it does its job, I guess. And we're going to stop it here because I'm going to die. Because, yeah, I'm just bad. Alright, let's take a look at what the Forge TV looks like with all of its little things plugged in. I don't know. These micro consoles, they're hard to make them look good when they're plugged in. Does have a nice green LED on the front. Smooth looking look there. But I don't know, something about the cables. If it's not like, going out the back, and it curves around like it is here in this video, it just kind of looks, I don't know, bad to me. But yeah, I mean, this is what it looks like when it's plugged in. Kind of ruins the look. So I suggest putting it in like a shelf where the wires can go straight back, so it's kind of like hidden. Ooh, how is it being powered? Because like this, I don't know. And I typically don't care about stuff like that, but for some reason with these micro consoles, it just really bothers me. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Okay, now that we have done the unboxing, now let's take a look at the interface. Now, this seems to be the standard interface for any Google TV device, because that's what the Forge TV is supposed to be. It's supposed to be part of the Google TV lineup, and it is Google Cast ready, also the same as Chromecast. And as you can see here, we are greeted by basically recommendations. So recommendations of movies here that you can buy, YouTube stuff, and anything that you've watched or listened to or whatever, I don't know. So here is the apps that you have installed. Pre-installed is movies, all the Google Play stuff, YouTube. I've already downloaded VLC and Hulu Plus, and then here's your game section, and it does come with Age of Zombies, Asphalt 8, Bomb Squad, and I downloaded the emulator to test emulation, and that we will talk about in a second. Now, since this is Google Cast ready, you can cast to it, obviously, and but here's the thing. There's no Netflix. Yeah, that's right. I said there is no Netflix as of right now for this. And as you can see right here, I have it queued up. I have searched for Netflix in the Google Play Store that is available for this device, which is slim pickings, by the way. And it doesn't come up. It does not exist. And you may be thinking, oh, well, that's fine. I also have Amazon Prime, so let me try to do Amazon Prime. And, oh, by the way, I'm using the remote control, not my phone, and it does not have an on-screen keyboard. You have to use the phone for the keyboard, which is really annoying, by the way. So now, finally, my remote is connected. As you can see, it's telling me it is. Let's search Amazon on here, shall we? Oh, no results. Yeah. So, but you may be thinking, oh, well, I can cast Netflix to this. Oh, no, you can't. You can cast YouTube to it just fine, but I don't need to do that. Why? Because I have the app on here. I just don't get it. But you also But there is a workaround. Oh, yes, there is a workaround. If you download the Chromecast app, it is in beta, you can do cast screen. So if we cast screen to the Forge TV, which I'm going to do right now, which I am doing, you can cast Netflix this way. However, it's choppy as crap. And it doesn't work that well. Why? Because it's not designed to do that. I will even go here. Let's open up the browser. Let's see if I can. Yes, okay, it does come up. Let's go to Netflix and see if it'll allow me to cast Netflix from the browser. Okay, it is available. There's not really, I don't know what I can bring up that's not going to get me in trouble. But let's go ahead. Okay, so I can pull up this, but again, this is screen mirroring. This isn't necessarily casting. So I don't really know. You know, it's not going to be as good as purely casting like you do on regular cast. So I don't know. I'm not too happy that there is no Netflix. But that's not the worst thing. The Cortex side of it isn't ready yet. I didn't expect it to be ready. However, that's like the biggest thing why I bought it. So right now I just have something that's just sitting here. But you know, okay. But you may be saying, oh, in the meantime, I saw that you had an emulator on there. I do. However, you can't get any games on it. Why? Because it doesn't read USB memory. Yeah, that's right. It doesn't read it. Again, what were they thinking? There's not even a web browser on here. How am I supposed to download games? How am I supposed to put games on it that I want to run for my emulator? They let you download the emulator, but you can't use it because you can't download any games. I don't know. It's very, very, very angering. But I mean, other than that, the controller works great. The games run great. The controller using Android playing Sonic works great. A few other things is that if you have the controller paired to the Forge, and then you want to pair it to your controller, or to your phone, it won't remember that it was paired to the Forge. I don't know if that's an Android problem. I'm going to put that up to an Android problem. But you should be able to have it paired to both, and then if the phone isn't paired to it at the time, you know, not using it, then the Forge understands, hey, I'm the one that needs to be using it, and vice versa. Also, the phone app, it takes quite a while sometimes for it to connect and realize that you're trying to connect to the Forge. I know, again, it's early. I get that. But you just released a product, and it should work. And a lot of these features are half-baked. And honestly, the games is just sad, to be honest. You know, you got casual games, a few good games, but not very many. I mean, Android in general doesn't have very many. So I don't understand why that shouldn't be the focus of this. Really, the focus of this should have been getting Cortex out as quickly as possible alongside of this, because that's the selling point. That's why I bought it, to get Cortex PC streaming going, and it should have launched with it. And quite honestly, you shouldn't have to pay for that. I know they're charging you for that, and maybe that'll change. Maybe that's why there's a delay. I don't know. But honestly, the only good thing about this is that it may have good PC streaming. As of right now, I have no use for this. I can't cast Netflix to it. That's what it was supposed to be for. And now I don't know if that's Netflix's fault. I don't know if it's Razer's fault. Now Razer has, and you can go onto the forums of people complaining about that and see that it's going to be coming. But when? Tomorrow? Today? Next week? I don't know. And honestly, I shouldn't have to wait. I shouldn't. It's just ridiculous. And that's why we're going to call this review part 1, because I can't review something that's not finished. Not all of the pieces of this puzzle are here. And it's very disappointing. So if you were thinking about getting this, I would say wait until Cortex is out, and wait for Netflix. At least wait for Netflix to work. I mean, for crying out loud, you can't even use VLC because you can't get movies on it. If it can't read USB memory, which it does have a USB port in it, USB 3.0, so it could do it, but it doesn't know that it's there. I don't even know. I don't know. I honestly don't know. This is almost like Ouya all over again. And I did not expect this with Razer. They're better than this. And this is just disappointing. Because they had something really good, and now people are going to buy it, and they're going to be very disappointed. And then when finally it is good, it's too late. You've already lost the trust of the buyer. If you ship something without Netflix, you're dumb. You're dumb. So, well, this has been the review of the Razer Forge TV and its controller. I can't pronounce the name right. Controller. The Serval. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So, those are my thoughts. This is review number 1. Review number 2 coming whenever it actually is finished. Yeah. So, remember to like, favorite, and subscribe for other reviews and stuff coming up in the future. Thanks.